Today begins the journey of this space in my house. It's the weirdest space in my house. And I feel like the architect who made my house was like, I want a kitchen. I want a dining room. I want the living room behind this wall. And then he started building them, and this weird little corner appeared connecting all of them. And he's like, oh, whoops. And they just made it into some weird little nook and left it there. The weird part is too, like, this is close to 90 degrees where these meet, but then this is like this, which is just weird. And so right now there's just one shelf that somebody put in there, and I'm like, I gotta do something to this area. So my two goals are to bring a little bit more storage in and just make it into kind of an accent little space. And so it'll just add a little pop into this hallway area. I asked people their ideas of what they would do in this, and some people were like, coffee bar, tea bar. I love that so much. I love that so much. I think it would be perfect. You could do the cutest thing. I don't drink either of those. That's not the direction I'm going. I'm going with shelves, storage, and just a nice fun pop. And doing some things I've never done before. So let me bring you to my computer and walk you through very quickly what is in my brain. I thought of doing two colors in the back, shelves that don't go all the way to the edge, some places to hang like broom and all of that. And then I was inspired by a picture on Pinterest, which I will put here. I'm hoping to add similar pieces of decorative wood in between these. That was my basic idea, so I brought it to another program so I could do to scale things, so I could see how everything was fitting together. I was gonna buy wooden dowels to do these with, but when I looked at going to buy them, nobody had enough, and they were kind of expensive. So in order to do all of these, it could have been like $40, $50 or more dollars, which I was like, but then I remembered that when I bought the wood for the main parts of the shelves, I was gonna have a good chunk left over. And so if I put the shelves a little bit closer, 11.25, which is the actual width of these shelves, then I could cut the leftover shelves into my own little dowels and make them myself, because I have a miter saw now. Okay, I feel like I hear the wall like cracking when I'm trying to pull this out, and it scares me. I feel like it's about to pull out like a big hole. I'm just trying to take the screw out of it, but now the plastic thing is unscrewing too. It's like it screwed into the wall, but now I'm unscrewing it. Oh, there we go, it's out. But as he was doing it, he was like, oh, this is 10-foot board. I was like, good thing I did not bring that to my car. And be like, oh, whoops. It's funny because like as she was saying it was ringing up for $5, I was like, don't be that person, because I wanted to be like, well, I'll take it. I won't get as much done today as I thought, but that is fine because I'm getting tired. I found a little bit of extra spackle that I used when making a painting which I feel like is normally the opposite. Normally you have extra spackle. What do I do with it? Make a painting. I bought it solely to make a painting, but now I get to fill a hole. Imagine you just put it in. Beautiful. Better than it was before. The first thing I was gonna do was paint, but now I have to wait 1 to 5 hours until I can do that. All right, it is definitely dry because I sat down in front of the TV to wait for it to dry, and if I sit down in front of the TV, the day is probably shot, which it was. So it had all night to dry. So I've got my boards in here that I'm going to make into the shelves. When I went to pick up the boards, I had a I needed a 6-foot board and an 8-foot board to get all of the cuts that I needed. And they had no 8-foot boards, but they went to look and they're like, we found one. Okay, can you cut a few of the shelves out of this just so it can fit better in my car? He found out as he was cutting it was a 10-foot board. But it was nice. He gave me the whole 10-foot board and wrote a note so the cashier would ring it up for the price of an 8-foot board. But when she rang it up, she was very confused because it was ringing up as a different board. So what should have been over $20 ended up being a $5 board. And she didn't want to mess with it, so she's like, you get it for $5. As I said, I had them cut it. And one, like, they got a fancy machine and stuff, but, like, that's not a pretty cut. Like, mine does better than that. Okay, so wood is sanded. I'll need to cut it now, and I have a list of cuts I need to make here. And 28. I wanted the dowels to be the same width as the boards. So that's 0.75 because these are inch boards. And I'm gonna need 28 of those. So with this, I'm going to measure out one of them. And then I'm gonna try to put something here that stops the board so I don't have to measure out each one. Measure out 0.75, which is here. It's here. Putting this board here, and then that will act as a stop, so I can just slide this to where it needs to be. So like this. Alright, so this one is put in place to where when I shove that to there, that's going to be where I need it. So instead of having to measure each one, I can just cut, shove, cut, shove, cut, shove. Okay, I had just enough of the extra board to be able to cut all these pieces. I have more, but I wasn't able to clamp them down anymore, and I wasn't going to hold them that close with my hand. So it just worked out. So thankfully, I did get that extra 10-foot board, and that has made everything okay. I am so surprised this actually worked and I figured out a way to safely do it. I do know a good way to cut little things like this all to the same length together is to tape them. So I'll see if I can tape these together and then cut. There we go. Push them together, tape. Okay, make that nice and tight. These need to be 9.75. Same size. Okay, I did no, another mosquito in here. Mosquito. Ah, it's dead. Oh, gross. Okay, it got me, but I got him. So we're even. What am I doing? Okay, as I was saying, yesterday, off camera, I kept doing more coats of this. And now, I'm going to paint this section blue, but I need to tape this first. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, before the blue, I need to put up the tape and then paint the edge of the tape with this white color so that that seeps through and the line can be crisp. Okay, so this will be a process, but I hope a quick one because there are mosquitoes out here. And I've already gotten bitten inside my house. I'm for sure going to get bitten outside my house. But this will be a 3-step process. I forgot to clean off the boards when I was inside, so I need to wipe off all the excess sawdust. And then I'm going to pre-stain, and then I'm going to stain. I just got done cleaning off the boards outside and there are so many mosquitoes and I think I just got eaten alive. I don't want to keep going out there in a swarm of mosquitoes. I feel like doing it during the day would be better, but I work during the day. Oh my gosh, I itch. Help. I'll figure it out. And I will save my legs and my body. I recovered. I put hydrocortisone cream on my legs and I feel better. But for now, I focus on the wall. Here is the paint that I did not get a sample of, and I just thought it looked nice on the computer. And that's always a good bet, right? Oh, I like that. Oh, I like that. Why does this smell a lot more than other paint? Is it because it's darker? Do darker paints smell more? I kind of want to do the rolling first and then do the edges to get a good view of what it's going to look like. Here we go. I think this is going to be good. This is the most crisp line I think I've ever done. It's beautiful. When I was painting the white part, I got a little bit of white right here, which I was like, I don't know how I did that, but I did, and it happens. But when I painted the blue, which is over here, I got blue paint here. I don't even know how that's possible. Okay, so yesterday I used the little bit of energy I had left to put these in the correct place as level as I can get them. This isn't where the shelf will go. I put it right below the mark of where I want the bottom of the shelf to go, so the shelf is actually going to go like on top of the tape. But this is where having another set of hands would be helpful. In the past, when I do this, I just take this and then put it, like eyeball it and put it right below where I want the shelf to be. The measurements of these shelves and where they sit and where these are very important since I'm going to do the dowel decoration kind of on it. But I need to think more, see if there's a better way, especially too because this is rounded and it's harder to really tell that it's exactly where I want it since it's not flush up against the wall. I think I have something that could work in my mind. Okay, then I tape this. Make sure it is. Okay, and then hang with me. I think this might be excessive, but it might work. Poke a hole. And I can mark through the holes. This could work. If there's an easier way to do this, let me know in the comments. But I think I got something that worked. A template with holes. So I think that will work. Everything's good. My puzzle globe just fell and is no longer a completed puzzle. Better than what it sounded like though. Now I'm gonna work some with the dowels I made. These smaller ones are going to sit like this, and then I'm gonna glue in a better fashion these onto those, so that instead of having to attach the dowels or glue the dowels to the shelves, I'll just have to attach these two pieces. I'm going to drill a hole in each side of this so that when the dowels are on it, there'll be one on the bottom and one on the top, and I can screw them into the shelves. And that way, whenever I have to take the shelf down, if I ever need to, it's not one chunk of glued together stuff. Like, I'll be able to take it apart in pieces. I have screws that are long enough to go through this and a tiny bit into the shelf, which I think would be fine. But these are also screws that having a countersink will look better. So I think I'm gonna use two drill bits on this, and one is the actual, like, a little bit smaller than the screw, so it'll have something to grip onto. And that will go all the way through. And then I'll get something that's even thicker than that, close to the thickness of the head, and drill that like maybe halfway through, so that in the end it'll be sitting like that far, like halfway in the wood. There. Okay, so the next step is to assemble each of the dowel sections. There's 5 shelves and there'll be something connecting each of the shelves. So there'll be 4 of what I'm about to make. We just drilled the holes in here. We'll put the countersinks on the insides. And then what we're gonna do is glue these on top of these. I'm just gonna glue the end pieces on first because I just want to make sure it's square. And the nice thing about wood glue is that it doesn't dry right away, so I can glue them, move them around some. I have these little extra pieces to help space in between each one. I looked at these, and I thought I might need to, but I think I'm gonna paint over these to be the color of the wall. And at first I thought just the blue one, but even this one is far enough from this white that I think I'll do that one too. And these are glossy metal or plastic or something. Not the best thing to paint on. I'm going to start off with the Zinzerbon's paint primer because I've used it on my fridge and on my washer and dryer, and it works very well. Together, like my vision. It works. And I wonder, I'm not gonna be like hammering on this. What if I didn't put a screw in? Okay, this one's not as tight, so it would probably need a screw. Anyway, so these are going to be awkward. It worked. I made it work. I saw this in my head and I made it work. And now it looks so good. I need to put a couple coats of polyacrylic finish on this. Usually takes about 3. I'm only gonna do it like on the tops of the shelves and maybe the front. And then I have to add the hooks that I got and do some final touches. And then I'll show you how it looks. This is the main thing though, and you're seeing it now. But act surprised later when I show you the final product. glad I got to bring you along in this process. I'm so happy with how it turned out. I'm curious what you would have done with this space if it were your house. So comment below what you would have done. Subscribe if you haven't. I'll see you later. Goodbye. It's gonna be awkward no matter what I do, 'cause that's what I do. Okay.